Okay, here's the introduction to my new book, Embrace Vulnerability. Dare to Lead, The Power of Vulnerability and Courage. Introduction, Stepping into the Arena. Hi friends, I'm so excited you're holding this book because it means you're ready for something big. You're ready to step into your own arena, to live a fuller, more authentic life. For years I've been sharing ideas about personal growth, but this book is different. This isn't just about tips and tricks. It's about the core of who you are and how you connect with the world. We often think vulnerability is a weakness, something to avoid at all costs. We build walls, wear masks, and try to project an image of strength and perfection. But what if I told you that vulnerability is actually the key to courage, to connection, and to truly leading a life that matters? Embrace Vulnerability, Dare to Lead is your guide to unlocking that power. It's about understanding that being vulnerable isn't about being weak. It's about being brave enough to show up as your true self, imperfections and all. It's about recognizing that the moments where we feel the most exposed are often the moments where we grow the most. Think about it. Have you ever held back from sharing an idea at work because you were afraid of being judged? Or avoided a difficult conversation with a loved one because you didn't want to rock the boat? Or perhaps you hid your true feelings to avoid feeling alone? These are places where vulnerability lives. This book isn't about giving you a magic formula to eliminate fear or uncertainty. Instead, it's about changing your relationship with those feelings. It's about learning to lean into them, to understand their messages, and to use them as fuel for growth. Inside, you'll find practical tools and real-life examples to help you understand vulnerability. We'll explore what vulnerability truly means and why it's often misunderstood. Challenge shame and self-doubt. We'll learn to identify the voices that hold us back and develop strategies to quiet them. Build stronger connections. We'll discover how vulnerability fosters genuine intimacy and trust in our relationships. Cultivate courage. We will explore how to step outside our comfort zone and pursue our goals, even when it feels scary. Become a more authentic leader. We'll learn how vulnerability can inspire and empower others. By the end of this book, you'll have a new perspective on what it means to be brave, to be human, and to lead a life filled with purpose and connection. You'll have the courage to embrace your imperfections, to step into the arena, and to dare greatly. So let's embark on this journey together. Let's learn to embrace vulnerability, not as a weakness, but as the source of our greatest strength. Are you ready? Let's begin. Alright, champion. Let's dive headfirst into something biggie. You ready? Because we're about to tackle vulnerability, and I'm telling you, it's the secret sauce to a life overflowing with joy, connection, and pure, unadulterated awesome. Chapter 1. Understanding Vulnerability, Why It's Not Weakness. For too long we've been sold a lie, a nasty, insidious lie that says vulnerability is a weakness. That showing your true self, with all your imperfections, is somehow bad. Wrong. I'm here to tell you that's complete and utter hogwash. Vulnerability isn't about oversharing every detail of your life to strangers. It's not about being a blubbering mess all the time. It's about courage, plain and simple. It's about having the guts to show up and be seen, even when you can't control what happens next. It's about putting your heart on the line knowing full well things might not go your way. Think about it. Have you ever felt that nervous excitement right before a big presentation? That's vulnerability. Have you ever told someone, "I love you" for the first time? Talk about vulnerable. Have you ever tried something new despite being afraid you'd fail? Bam! Vulnerability strikes again. Let me give you an example. Let's say my friend, David, has been secretly dreaming of starting his own bakery. He's an amazing cook, but fear has been holding him back. He is afraid to invest his saving into starting his own bakery. What if he fails? What if people laugh at his dreams? What if people don't like his food? So David keeps working as a teacher. Safe and secure, but completely unfulfilled. Now imagine David takes a deep breath, acknowledges his fears, and decides to take the leap. He starts small, selling his pastries at the local farmer's market. He's putting himself out there, risking rejection, exposing his passion. That's vulnerability in action. And guess what? Even if some people don't like his food, which is inevitable, he's also opening himself up to the possibility of incredible success, genuine connection with his customers, and a life filled with purpose and joy. Here's the kicker, folks. Vulnerability is the birthplace of joy, creativity, and connection. Without it, we're just going through the motions, living a watered-down version of our lives. We're hiding behind walls, afraid to let anyone see the real us. And trust me, that's a lonely place to be. So let's ditch the outdated notion that vulnerability is weakness. Let's embrace it as the superpower it truly is. Are you with me? Good. Because we're just getting started. Get ready to unleash your inner Braveheart and start living a life that's authentic, meaningful, and overflowing with awesome. Alright, champion. Let's dive into Chapter 2, The Armor We Wear, Identifying Your Shields. This is where we get real, folks. We're talking about the walls we've built around ourselves, brick by painful brick. Listen, life throws curveballs, people disappoint us. Sometimes, it downright hurts. So what do? We build armor. We create shields to deflect the pain, to keep the bad stuff out. Makes sense, right? But here's the kicker. That armor, while intending to protect, also keeps the good stuff out, like sunshine locked away behind heavy curtains. Think of it this way. Imagine a knight in shining armor. He's protected from every blow, every arrow. But can he feel the warmth of the sun on his face? Can he truly connect with the people around him? Likely not. So what kind of armor are you rocking? Let's break down some common shields. Perfectionism. This is a big one. Believing you have to be flawless to be worthy. If I just do everything perfectly, no one can criticize me. Sound familiar? Let's say John refuses to apply for a promotion because he doesn't believe he meets every single requirement. Result? He hides his talent and misses out. Numbing. This is about avoiding feelings altogether. Maybe it's through excessive screen time, food, or other distractions. It's like putting a band-aid on a deep wound. It might cover the pain temporarily, but it doesn't heal it. For example, after a difficult conversation, Priya immediately binge-watches TV to avoid processing her emotions. Cynicism, a shield of sarcasm and doubt, believing the worst in people and situations. Everyone's out for themselves. This prevents us from trusting and forming genuine connections. A person saying things like, "People are only nice when they want something." Control, trying to micromanage everything and everyone. The need to control everything around us is a shield that we use to avoid feeling vulnerable. Imagine Mike insists that he is always right. The first step to taking off the armor is identifying it. Ask yourself, in what situations do I feel most vulnerable? What's my go-to reaction? What am I trying to protect myself from? Alright, champion, let's talk about showing up. I'm talking about really showing up, not just physically being in a room, but bringing your whole self, flaws and all. This is about stepping, maybe even tiptoeing, outside that cozy little bubble we call our comfort zone. Chapter 3, Daring to Show Up, Stepping Out of Your Comfort Zone. Listen, I get it, that comfort zone, it's comfy, it's safe. It knows all your favorite Netflix shows, and never disagrees with your pizza order. But here's the truth, friend. Nothing truly amazing ever happens inside that bubble. Growth, joy, connection. They all live outside the lines. So how do we actually do it? How do we trade in the familiar for the potentially scary? The answer is simple. One tiny step at a time. Think of it like this. You want to run a marathon, right? You don't just wake up one morning and run 26.2 miles. You start with a walk, then a jog, then a longer jog. Each small victory builds your strength and confidence. Showing up vulnerably is the same thing. Start small. Maybe it's sharing a slightly embarrassing story with a friend. Maybe it's raising your hand in a meeting when you have an idea, even if you're not 100% sure it's perfect. Maybe it's telling a loved one, "I'm having a hard time." The key is to pick something manageable, something that stretches you just a little bit. Think of it as comfortable discomfort. It shouldn't feel terrifying, but it should feel a little bit, uncomfortable. Let's say John has always been nervous about public speaking. His comfort zone is staying silent. But he wants to get better. A small step for John might be volunteering to give a short update at a team meeting, instead of a full presentation. He can write out some talking points, practice a few times, and remind himself that it's okay to be nervous. And guess what? Inevitably, there will be discomfort. You might stumble over your words. You might feel your face get hot. You might even wish you could disappear. That's okay. That's part of the process. Here's a tool to help you. When you feel that discomfort rising, take a deep breath. Remind yourself why you're doing this. Remind yourself that vulnerability is courage, not weakness. And remember, even if things don't go perfectly, and they rarely do, you're still learning, you're still growing, and you're still showing up. Each small act of courage builds resilience. It's like exercising a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And before you know it, you'll find yourself stepping outside your comfort zone with less fear and more excitement. You got this. All right, champions, are you ready to break free from the chains of shame and comparison? Good, because in this chapter, we're diving headfirst into the power of enough. Get ready to unlock authentic living. Chapter 4: The Power of Enough. Combating shame and comparison. Shame and comparison? They're like gremlins, right? Little monsters that whisper nasty things in your ear, telling you you're not good enough, smart enough, enough. They thrive in the shadows of vulnerability, trying to keep you small and hidden. But guess what? We're shining a spotlight on them. Let's talk about comparison. It's a thief. A thief of joy, of contentment, of your own unique awesomeness. Think about it. How often do you scroll through social media, comparing your life to someone else's highlight reel? You see John's fancy new car, or Maria's perfect vacation photos, and suddenly, your own perfectly good life feels lacking. But here's the truth. You're only seeing one side of their story. Maybe John's stressed about car payments. Maybe Maria's vacation was riddled with sunburn and travel delays. The point is, comparison is an illusion. It's a game you can never win because you're comparing your insides to someone else's outsides. Now, let's tackle shame. Shame is that deep down feeling that you're fundamentally flawed, that you're unworthy of love and belonging. It's the voice that says, you messed up, you're a failure, you're not good enough. Ouch, right? But here's the secret weapon against shame. Self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a dear friend. If a friend messed up, would you berate them mercilessly? No. You'd offer them comfort and support, so why not offer that to yourself? Start practicing enoughness. Look in the mirror and say, I am enough. I am worthy. I am lovable. It might feel silly at first, but keep doing it. Retrain your brain to recognize your inherent worth. Remember, you are unique, amazing, and enough, just as you are. Stop letting shame and comparison dictate your life. Dare to be vulnerable, embrace your imperfections, and live authentically. You are capable of incredible things. Now go out there and claim your power. Let's do this. Alright, champions, let's talk about something super important. Setting brave boundaries. Think of it like this. You're the CEO of your own life, and boundaries are your company policies. They protect your most valuable asset. You. Vulnerability without boundaries is like leaving your house unlocked with a sign saying, come on in. It's not strength. It's just a recipe for getting taken advantage of. We're talking about drawing lines in the sand, saying, this far, and no further. It's not about being mean or shutting people out. It's about respecting yourself enough to know what you need, and communicating that clearly. Let's get real. Saying no is hard. We're often afraid of disappointing people, of being seen as selfish. But guess what? You can't pour from an empty cup. If you're constantly saying yes to everyone else, you'll eventually run out of energy for yourself. Think about it. Imagine John, who's always helping his friends move apartments. Even when he is exhausted, he ends up resentful and totally drained. John needs boundaries. He needs to say, hey, I'd love to help, but I'm swamped this weekend. Maybe next time? That's a brave boundary. It's honest, respectful, and protects his energy. Prioritizing self-care is non-negotiable. It's not a luxury. It's fuel for your awesomeness. What recharges your batteries? Is it reading a book? Taking a walk? Meditating? Whatever it is, schedule it. Treat it like an important meeting, because it is. Remember, setting boundaries is an act of self-love. It's about honoring your needs and creating space for growth and joy. So, be brave, be clear, and protect your energy like the precious gift it is. Now go out there and build those boundary walls. You got this. You absolutely do. Alright, champion, let's dive into Chapter 6, Empathy's Role, Connecting with Others Authentically. Listen up, because this is where the magic truly happens. We've talked about stripping away the armor, facing our fears, and embracing our enoughness. But it all means nothing if we can't connect with others in a real and meaningful way. And that, my friend, is where empathy steps onto the stage. Now let's be clear. Empathy isn't sympathy. Sympathy is feeling for someone. It's seeing them in a hole and saying, "Oh, that sucks." Empathy, on the other hand, is feeling with someone. It's climbing down into that hole, sitting beside them and saying, "I may not know exactly what you're going through, but I'm here and I'm listening." Imagine this. Your friend, Alex, just lost their job. Sympathy might sound like, "Oh, that's terrible. You'll find another one." Empathetic response? "Wow, Alex, that's rough. Losing a job has to be so stressful. What are you feeling right now?" See the difference? One offers a quick fix, the other offers connection. Here's the thing. People don't want advice as much as they want to be understood. They want to know they're not alone in their struggles. So how do you practice empathy? First, listen with your whole being. Put away your phone, make eye contact, and really focus on what the other person is saying. Don't interrupt, and don't start formulating your response while they're still talking. Second, ask questions. Not leading questions that steer the conversation, but open-ended questions that encourage them to share more. Questions like, "Tell me more about that," or "How did that make you feel?" Third, validate their feelings. Even if you don't understand why they feel a certain way, acknowledge that their feelings are valid. "That sounds incredibly frustrating," or "It makes sense that you're feeling overwhelmed." Fourth, resist the urge to fix it. Sometimes, people just need to vent. They don't need you to solve their problems. Offer support, not solutions. Finally, be vulnerable yourself. Sharing your own experiences appropriately can help build trust and create a deeper connection. I remember when I went through something similar, I felt empathy creates safe spaces. When people feel heard and understood, they're more likely to open up, to be vulnerable, and to connect with you on a deeper level. And that's where the real magic of relationships happens. Go out there and be an empathetic champion. You've got this. Okay, friend, let's dive headfirst into Chapter 7, Cultivating Self-Compassion, Your Own Best Friend. Are you ready to become the kindest, most supportive person in your own life? Because that's exactly what we're gonna do. Forget beating yourself up. We're talking about showering yourself with the same love and understanding you'd give your dearest pal. Why? Because you deserve it. Think about it. When your friend makes a mistake, do you call them names? Tell them they're worthless? Of course not. You offer a shoulder, a listening ear, and words of encouragement. So why do you treat yourself so much worse? Self-compassion is about meeting your own struggles with kindness. It's recognizing that you're human, you're not perfect. Nobody is. And that's perfectly okay. Here's the game plan. 1. Acknowledge your suffering. The first step is simply noticing when you're struggling. Instead of ignoring it or pushing it down, say to yourself, "This is hard. This hurts." Validating your feelings is huge. 2. Remember common humanity. You're not alone. Everyone messes up. Everyone feels inadequate sometimes. Everyone faces challenges. Recognizing that suffering is part of the human experience will ease the feeling that you are singled out. 3. Practice self-kindness. This is where the magic happens. Talk to yourself like you'd talk to your best friend. Use a gentle tone when you talk to yourself. Instead of "You idiot, how could you do that?" try, "Okay, that didn't go as planned. What can I learn from this, and how can I do better next time?" Here's an example. Imagine you blew a presentation at work. Your inner critic is screaming, "You're a failure, you're going to get fired." Self-compassion says, "This is tough, I'm feeling really disappointed right now," acknowledging. Lots of people stumble during presentations. It's normal to feel nervous. Common humanity. "Okay, I messed up, but I'm going to take some time to see where I can do better. I am good at this job and I will work on this." Self-kindness. Self-compassion in action. Take breaks. When you're overwhelmed, step away. Go for a walk, listen to music, anything that helps you recharge. Treat yourself. Do something you enjoy, something that makes you feel good. Whether it's reading a book, treat yourself with a good meal, or catch up with a friend. Forgive yourself. Let go of past mistakes. Holding on to them only holds you back. Self-compassion isn't about letting yourself off the hook. It's about giving yourself the strength and resilience to keep moving forward. It's fuel for your journey. This is about building a relationship where you treat yourself the way you would treat your best friend. Embrace your imperfections, be kind to yourself, and watch your life transform. You've got this. I am so proud of you. Alright, champion. Get ready to crank up the volume on your relationships. We're diving headfirst into Chapter 8. Vulnerability in Relationships, Building Deeper Connections. So, you want deeper relationships, huh? A real, gut-level connection, not just surface-level chit-chat. Then listen up. The secret ingredient is vulnerability. I know, that word can sound scary, like opening yourself up to getting hurt. But trust me, it's the only way to build something truly lasting. Think of it like this. Imagine you're baking a cake. You've got all the right ingredients, flour, sugar, eggs, but you leave out the passion, the love you put into it. It'll still be a cake, but it won't be a great cake, right? Vulnerability is the love, the secret magical ingredient that takes your relationships from good to extraordinary. What does this actually look like? It's about dropping the mask. It's about admitting when you're scared or made a mistake or when you're feeling overwhelmed. It's about sharing your hopes and dreams, even if they seem a little crazy. Let's say your friend, let's call him John, has been distant lately. The old you might think, he's probably just busy. I don't want to bother him. The vulnerable you says, hey John, I've noticed you've seemed a bit off. Is everything okay? I'm here if you want to talk. See the difference? It's a little scary, putting yourself out there, but it opens the door to real connection. Now I know what some of you are thinking, but what if they reject me? What if they laugh? What if they think I'm weak? Those fears are normal. We all have them. But ask yourself, do you want a relationship built on a facade, or a relationship built on truth? Vulnerability isn't about unloading all your baggage on someone right away. It's about taking small, brave steps. It's about sharing a little piece of yourself and seeing how the other person responds. It's about respecting boundaries, both yours and theirs. Are you ready to give it a try? Start with small, authentic acts of sharing. You've got this. Alright, champions, buckle up. We're diving into a game changer, leading with vulnerability. Chapter 9. Leading with Vulnerability, Inspiring Trust and Authenticity. For too long, leadership has been about projecting an image of invincibility. But guess what? People see through that. Real leadership, the kind that ignites passion and drives results, comes from showing your humanness. Think about it. Who do you trust more? The person who pretends to have all the answers, or the one who admits, I don't know, but let's figure it out together? It's a no-brainer, right? Vulnerable leadership isn't about being weak. It's about being brave enough to show up as your real self. It's about admitting mistakes, sharing fears, and celebrating wins. Publicly, it's about creating a safe space where your team feels comfortable being themselves too. Imagine this. Mark, a team lead, just missed a project deadline. Instead of blaming his team, he addresses them directly. Hey everyone, he says, the delay is on me. I underestimated the time needed and didn't communicate clearly. I'm really sorry. Let's talk about what went wrong and how we can avoid this in the future. What steps can we take to complete the project? What happens next? The team doesn't panic, they don't hide their heads in the sand. They trust Mark because he owned his mistake. They feel safe enough to offer solutions and work together to get back on track. That's the power of vulnerability in action. Leading with vulnerability also means practicing empathy, truly listening to your team, understanding their struggles, and acknowledging their contributions. It's about creating a culture where people feel valued and heard. Here are some practical steps to get started. Share your why. Connect your work to a bigger purpose. Let your team know why their contributions matter. Ask for feedback. Be open to hearing what your team thinks, even if it's critical. Acknowledge your own struggles. Don't be afraid to say, I'm finding this challenging too. Celebrate failures as learning opportunities. Encourage experimentation and don't punish mistakes. Leading with vulnerability isn't always easy, but it's the most effective way to build a strong, engaged, and successful team. So, dare to be human, dare to connect, and dare to lead with your heart. You got this. Okay, friend, get ready, because we're about to dive into something incredibly important. Bouncing back. I'm talking about rising strong, baby. This is where we learn how to turn those faceplants into fantastic flips. Chapter 10. Rising Strong, Learning from Failure and Setbacks. Listen, life throws curveballs. You will mess up, you will fail. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. The key isn't avoiding the fall, it's nailing the landing or learning to get back on your feet quickly. Think about it. Imagine a toddler learning to walk. Does she never fall? Nope. She wobbles, she tumbles, she probably even bumps her head. But does she give up and crawl forever? Of course not. She gets back up, shakes it off, and tries again. That's the spirit we need. Rising strong isn't about pretending failures don't hurt. It's about acknowledging the hurt, feeling it, yes really, and then choosing to learn from it. Think mistake as a lesson given by life. So how do we do it? First, own it. Don't try to brush it under the rug or blame someone else. Own your part in the situation, even if it's just owning that you didn't handle something as well as you could have. Next, dig deep. Ask yourself honest questions. What really happened? What could I have done differently? What can I learn from this experience? Don't beat yourself up, but be honest with yourself. Then, reframe it. Stop viewing the setback as a sign of weakness or failure, and start seeing it as an opportunity for growth. Find the silver lining. Maybe the failure exposed a flaw in your plan, or maybe it pushed you to develop a new skill. Finally, forgive yourself. We all make mistakes. Holding on to guilt and shame will only keep you stuck. Learn from it, and then let it go. You are human, and you are doing your best. Give yourself a break, and move on. Remember, resilience isn't about never falling down. It's about getting back up stronger each time. Now go out there and turn those stumbles into stepping stones. You got this. All right, champion. Let's smash the myth of perfection and unleash the awesome, imperfect you. Chapter 11. The Myth of Perfection, Embracing Imperfection. Listen up. Perfection is a lie. A big, fat, juicy lie that keeps you stuck, scared, and shrinking. It whispers in your ear, telling you that you're not good enough, not ready, not perfect enough to even try. But you know what? Nobody is perfect. And that's the absolute coolest thing about being human. Perfectionism isn't about striving for excellence, it's about fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being loved. It's a suit of armor that's really heavy to carry. Ever met someone who seems to have it all together, always polished and perfect? I bet, deep down, they're exhausted. Think about it. Have you ever avoided starting something, a new hobby, a dream project, even talking to someone you're interested in, because you were afraid you wouldn't be instantly amazing at it? That's perfectionism talking. It says, unless you can be the best, don't even bother. Total nonsense, right? Let's break free. Let go of the unrealistic expectations and embrace the beautiful mess that is you. Self-acceptance is the key. It's about recognizing and loving all parts of yourself, the good, the bad, and the slightly awkward. Imagine a potter making a vase. Sometimes, the vase might have a little wobble, or an uneven edge. Does the potter throw it away? No, they see the beauty in its uniqueness. They add a glaze that highlights its imperfections, making it even more special. You are that vase. Your wobbles and uneven edges are what make you you. When you embrace your imperfections, you give yourself permission to be human. You allow yourself to learn, to grow, to make mistakes, and to rise again, stronger and wiser than before. It's about progress, not perfection. So ditch the impossible standards, laugh at your blunders, and celebrate your authenticity. The world needs the real you, flaws and all. Are you ready to be magnificently imperfect? I know you are. Now, go out there and shine. All right, champions, get ready to rumble with your own inner critic. Chapter 12. Challenging your inner critic, silencing the negative voice. Listen up, because this is important. You're brave, you're trying. You're putting yourself out there. And what's the first thing that happens? That sneaky little voice in your head pipes up, ready to tear you down. That, my friends, is your inner critic, and it's a liar. This isn't some cute cartoon conscience. This is a saboteur. It thrives on fear, doubt, and everything that keeps you small. It whispers, you're not good enough. You'll fail. They'll laugh at you. It's the reason you sometimes freeze, overthink, and miss out on incredible opportunities. But guess what? You can silence it. First, let's identify the beast. What does your inner critic sound like? Is it a harsh voice, a dismissive tone, a constant stream of what-ifs? Is it mum's voice, or perhaps a school-age bully? Recognizing the voice is the first step to disarming it. Next, challenge those thoughts. The inner critic deals in absolutes: always, never, everyone. Is the thought actually true, or is it an exaggeration designed to keep you playing it safe? Example: you gave a presentation. Afterwards, your inner critic screams, "You totally bombed. That was the worst presentation ever." Hold on, did everyone hate it? Probably not. Did you stumble a bit? Maybe. But did you deliver your message? Did you learn something? Absolutely. Reframe it. Okay, maybe it wasn't perfect, but I presented, I shared my ideas, and I'll be even better next time. Finally, replace the negativity with kindness. Your inner critic is a bully. Don't fight fire with fire. Instead, become your own best friend. Talk to yourself the way you'd talk to someone you love and support. Offer encouragement, compassion, and understanding. Instead of, "You're so stupid for messing that up," try, "It's okay, mistakes happen. What can I learn from this?" This isn't about ignoring your flaws. It's about recognizing your worth despite them. It's about fueling your courage, not your fear. So, take a deep breath, stand tall, and tell that inner critic to take a hike. You are capable, you are worthy, and you are ready to shine. Now go get 'em. Alright, champion. Let's dive headfirst into something truly life-changing. Gratitude. Chapter 13. Practicing gratitude, shifting your focus to the positive. Listen, I get it. Life throws curveballs. Sometimes, it feels like you're perpetually dodging them. But what if I told you there's a superpower you already possess, a way to change your perspective, boost your happiness, and even make those curveballs seem a little less scary? That superpower is gratitude. Now, I'm not talking about just politely saying thank you when someone holds the door open. I'm talking about really feeling it. I'm talking about actively searching for the good, even when it's buried under a mountain of blah. Why bother? Because gratitude is like a magnet for more good stuff. When you focus on what you have, instead of what you lack, your brain starts to rewire itself. Stress, reduced. Happiness, skyrocketed. Relationships, strengthened. It's pure magic, folks, but it's magic rooted in science. Think about it this way. You've got two buckets. One is labeled, "Things I'm grateful for," and the other is labeled, "Things that suck." Which bucket are you filling up every day? The more you pour into the grateful bucket, the smaller the suck bucket seems. It doesn't magically make the bad stuff disappear, but it does shrink its power over you. Okay, so how do we actually do this gratitude thing? It's easier than you think. Here are a few simple techniques to incorporate gratitude into your daily routine. Gratitude journal. This is a classic for a reason. Just spend a few minutes each day writing down 3 to 5 things you're thankful for. They can be big. I got a promotion. Or small. The sun was shining today. The key is to be specific and feel the gratitude as you write. Gratitude jar. Got a family. This is a fun one. Decorate a jar and have everyone write down things they're grateful for on slips of paper and toss them in. Read them aloud during dinner once a week. It's an awesome way to discover what the people around you value most. Gratitude walk. Step outside, leave your phone at home, gasp, and just wander. Pay attention to the small things. The way the leaves rustle in the wind. The scent of freshly cut grass. The sound of children laughing. Acknowledge these little joys, and let gratitude fill you. Thank you notes. When was the last time you wrote a genuine thank you note? Not a perfunctory thanks, but a heartfelt expression of appreciation for someone who made a difference in your life? Do it. Now. It's incredibly powerful, for both you and the receiver. Listen, this isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about training your brain to notice the good in the midst of the chaos. It's about daring to see the beauty, even on the tough days. Practicing gratitude isn't some fluffy feel-good exercise. It's a powerful tool to rewire your mind for positivity and open yourself to a more vulnerable, wholehearted life. So, start small, be consistent, and get ready to feel the amazing ripple effect of gratitude in your life. Go get 'em, Tiger. Alright, champions. Let's dive headfirst into Chapter 14, Vulnerability and Creativity, Unleashing Your Potential. Listen up. Have you ever felt that spark, that little nudge to create something, anything, Maybe it's painting, writing, singing, building, whatever it is. That feeling is pure gold. But then, bam, the fear kicks in. What if it's bad? What if people laugh? Sound familiar? That, my friends, is vulnerability knocking. And here's the secret. Vulnerability isn't the enemy of creativity. It's the very fuel. Think of it like this. Creativity is like a delicate flower. It needs sunlight, inspiration, water, effort, and wait for it, vulnerability. Vulnerability is the fertile soil that allows your most authentic, unique ideas to blossom. Why? Because being creative means putting a piece of yourself out there. It's showing the world something you made, something you felt, that's inherently vulnerable. It's like standing naked on a stage, spotlight shining bright. Scary, right? Absolutely, but also exhilarating. Consider David. David always dreamed of writing a song, but fear held him back. He worried about his voice, his lyrics, everything. Finally, he decided to just do it. He wrote a simple song about his feelings after losing his job. Was it perfect? Nope. But it was raw, it was real, and it connected with people. Because he dared to be vulnerable, he created something beautiful and impactful. Creative blocks are basically vulnerability saying, "Hey, I need some attention." When you're stuck, ask yourself, where am I holding back? Where am I afraid to be seen? Usually, the answer lies in a place of vulnerability. To unlock your creative potential, start small. Doodle in a notebook with no expectations. Write a poem no one else will ever see. Dance like nobody's watching, because maybe they aren't. The key is to practice being okay with imperfection, with the possibility of failure. Think of creativity as a playground. Go out there and experiment. Make a mess. Laugh at yourself. Embrace the awkward. The more you dare to be vulnerable, the more freely your creative spirit will soar. It's a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So go on. Dare to create. The world needs your unique voice, your unique vision. Unleash that potential. Chapter 15. Living a wholehearted life. Integrating vulnerability into your everyday. All right, champions, you've made it. You've journeyed through the heart of vulnerability, peeled back layers of protection, and started to embrace your truest, most authentic self. But this isn't the finish line. Living a wholehearted life isn't a destination. It's an ongoing adventure. It's about weaving vulnerability into the fabric of your everyday, making it a natural part of who you are and how you interact with the world. So how do we make this stick? How do we move from understanding vulnerability to living it? First, remember this. It's a practice, not perfection. There will be days when you feel like retreating, when your armor feels safer. That's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Recognize it, acknowledge it, and gently nudge yourself back towards vulnerability. Think of it like learning a new language. You won't be fluent overnight. You'll stumble, mispronounce words, but with consistent practice, you'll get there. Set small, achievable goals. You don't have to bare your soul to everyone you meet. Start small. Maybe it's sharing a genuine feeling with a close friend, admitting a mistake at work, or trying something new that scares you a little. Each small act of vulnerability builds your courage muscle. Build a supportive community. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your authenticity, not those who encourage you to hide. These are the people who will listen without judgment, offer encouragement when you falter, and remind you of your strength when you doubt yourself. Practice self-care. Vulnerability can be emotionally taxing. Make sure you're taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. This means getting enough sleep, eating healthy, exercising, spending time in nature, and engaging in activities that bring you joy. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Reflect on your experiences. Journaling, meditation, or simply taking a few moments each day to reflect on your thoughts and feelings can help you understand your vulnerability patterns. What triggers your fear? What helps you feel safe enough to be vulnerable? This self-awareness is crucial for navigating challenges and maintaining momentum. Celebrate your wins. Acknowledge and celebrate every act of courage, every moment of authenticity, every connection you make through vulnerability. These celebrations reinforce your positive experiences and help you build momentum. Remember your why. Why did you embark on this journey in the first place? What kind of life do you want to create? When you feel yourself wavering, connect with your why. Remind yourself of the joy, connection, and authenticity that vulnerability can bring. Living a wholehearted life is a journey of constant learning, growth, and self-discovery. Embrace the imperfections, celebrate the small victories, and never stop daring to show up fully as yourself. The world needs your unique gifts, your authentic voice, and your courageous heart. So go out there and shine. Your wholehearted life awaits.